Hello, my amazing students. I'm Nia, and welcome to Grow English. Today, we are going on an exciting journey, a visit to a science museum. Museums are full of knowledge, fun exhibits, and fascinating discoveries. Each section of the museum has something new to teach us about the world, from the mysteries of space to the secrets of the human body. During this adventure, we will practice English naturally. You will hear new words, useful phrases, and descriptions of actions, feelings, and observations. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at once. Listen carefully, imagine the exhibits, and repeat sentences aloud. Step by step, your English will improve while enjoying the fascinating world of science. Are you ready to explore, learn, and have fun? Let's put on our explorer hats, grab our notebooks, and step into the amazing world of science. Episode 1: Entering the Museum and Exploring Space Exhibits. When I step through the main entrance of the museum, I am immediately struck by the vastness of the lobby. The ceiling is high, the floors are polished, and colorful banners hang from above, advertising the current exhibitions. Children are running excitedly from one display to another, and the air is filled with the hum of conversations and soft music. My backpack is ready with a notebook, pen, and water bottle. I want to stay organized so I can fully enjoy this adventure. I head first to the space section. Rockets, satellites, and models of planets surround me. I notice a large model of the solar system spinning slowly in the center of the room. The planets are labeled with their names and interesting facts. I write down in my notebook, the solar system consists of the Sun, 8 planets, moons, and other celestial objects. Each planet has unique characteristics. Next, I approach a touchscreen display showing the surface of Mars. I practice describing what I see in English. Mars has a reddish surface and many mountains and craters. I repeat the sentence slowly, paying attention to pronunciation. Nearby, children are pressing buttons to learn about the gravity of different planets. I try the activity myself and notice how gravity affects movement differently on each planet. I also explore a small planetarium section. A short video plays about the stars, galaxies, and black holes. I take notes about the words I hear: galaxy, constellation, astronaut, orbit, nebula. I repeat them aloud, imagining traveling through space myself. Listening carefully and repeating new words helps me remember vocabulary and use it later in conversation. As I continue, I notice a model of a rocket. I describe it to myself. The rocket is tall, silver, and designed to carry astronauts into space. Observing details and putting them into words is a great way to practice descriptive English. I also try to imagine the sound it would make during launch, and I write a short sentence about it in my notebook. After spending a long time exploring the space exhibits, I move on to another section, feeling excited and curious. I reflect on what I have learned, the names of planets, the concept of gravity, and the vocabulary about stars and rockets. Each small observation adds to my knowledge and helps me practice English in a fun, meaningful way. Episode 2: Exploring Animals and Biology Exhibits. After leaving the space section, I walk toward the biology wing of the museum. The air smells slightly different here, with a mix of clean floors and the faint scent of plants from indoor terrariums. Large signs guide me to the animal exhibits. I notice life-sized models of dinosaurs, birds, and marine animals. Each display has interactive screens and labels with interesting facts. I make sure to take out my notebook and write down the main points to remember. The first exhibit is about insects. I see giant models of ants, bees, and butterflies. The displays show their anatomy, habitats, and roles in the ecosystem. I practice describing what I see in English. The butterfly has colorful wings with delicate patterns. Repeating sentences aloud helps me improve pronunciation and fluency. Children are moving around, asking questions to museum guides, and observing the tiny details carefully. I try to focus on both the text and the visuals to fully understand the information. Next, I explore the marine animals section. There are models of whales, dolphins, and various fish. A large interactive screen shows videos of dolphins jumping and whales swimming. I write in my notebook, dolphins are intelligent marine animals that communicate using sounds. They live in groups called pods. I repeat the sentences slowly, imagining myself in the ocean with the animals. I also try to notice the verbs and adjectives used to describe their movements: jumping, gliding, graceful, fast. Moving further, I come to a small corner dedicated to amphibians and reptiles. Frogs, snakes, and lizards are presented with fascinating details about their life cycles and behaviors. I practice describing their features. The green frog has smooth skin and strong legs for jumping. I also note new vocabulary like camouflage, habitat, and predator. Observing carefully and writing in my notebook makes me more confident in using English for scientific topics. The next section focuses on mammals. A life-sized model of a lion catches my eye. I imagine what it would feel like to be close to a real lion in the wild. I practice speaking aloud. The lion is called the king of the jungle because it is strong and brave. Nearby, a family is taking pictures, and I notice how the museum uses both visual and textual information to teach visitors. Combining observation, writing, and speaking is an effective way to learn. In addition to individual animals, there is an exhibit about ecosystems. I see a model of a rainforest, complete with miniature trees, animals, and a waterfall. I describe it in English. Rainforests are rich in biodiversity. Many animals and plants live together in this ecosystem. I also learn about food chains and the importance of protecting habitats. Writing these sentences helps me remember key concepts while improving my English. At one interactive station, I answer questions on a touchscreen about animal diets, adaptations, and behaviors. I read the questions carefully, choose my answers, and then read the explanations aloud. This helps me practice comprehension and speaking at the same time. I notice that repeating information out loud reinforces my learning and helps me remember facts for longer periods. After exploring for a while, I take a short break. I sip water, stretch, and review the notes I have taken. I reflect on the new words, phrases, and sentences I practiced: intelligent dolphins, life cycles of frogs, predator and prey, and rainforest ecosystem. These small steps make a big difference in building vocabulary and speaking confidence. Before leaving the biology section, I observe a model of a beehive. I imagine the bees working together and describe it aloud. Bees live in colonies. They work together to make honey and protect the hive. This simple sentence practice is a reminder that even short, clear sentences can be powerful for learning English. I also notice the importance of teamwork and cooperation, both in nature and in our own lives. As I exit the biology wing, I feel a sense of satisfaction. I learned about insects, marine animals, reptiles, mammals, and ecosystems. I practiced English vocabulary, descriptive sentences, and comprehension skills. Each exhibit was an opportunity to see, imagine, and speak in English. I remind myself that learning happens everywhere, not just in the classroom, and the museum is a perfect place for active learning. Episode 3: Discovering Plants and Ecology. After leaving the animal exhibits, I walk toward the plant and ecology section. The atmosphere changes immediately, the air feels fresh, and I can smell the subtle scent of flowers and soil. Large informational panels introduce different types of plants, from tiny mosses to giant trees. I take out my notebook, ready to write down new vocabulary, descriptions, and interesting facts about plants. The first display is about tropical plants. Colorful flowers, broad leaves, and vines fill the exhibit. I describe what I see. The leaves are wide and shiny. The flowers are bright and colorful. I repeat the sentences slowly and clearly, focusing on pronunciation and word stress. Children around me are pointing at the plants, asking questions, and reading the labels. I try to read aloud some of the descriptions and compare my pronunciation to the model phrases. Next, I explore the desert plants section. Cacti of various shapes and sizes stand tall, and small succulents grow close to the ground. I learn about adaptations. Cacti store water in their thick stems. They survive in dry and hot environments. I write the sentence in my notebook and repeat it aloud several times. Learning how plants survive in different conditions also teaches me important vocabulary like adaptation, survive, and environment. Moving forward, I find an exhibit on aquatic plants. Floating lilies, submerged plants, and algae are displayed in large tanks. I describe the scene aloud. The water plants grow under the water surface. Their leaves float on top, and they provide food and shelter for fish. I notice how the visual models help me understand difficult concepts. Repeating descriptive sentences strengthens both my vocabulary and my confidence in speaking. The next section focuses on trees and forests. I see models of oak, pine, and maple trees. I describe them in English. The oak tree is strong and has a thick trunk. The leaves change colors in autumn. I practice reading aloud and using adjectives to describe their appearance, size, and characteristics. I also learn phrases like bark texture, leaf shape, and seasonal changes. Each phrase is useful for describing plants in conversations or writing. At an interactive station, I learn about ecosystems and the relationships between plants, animals, and humans. I answer questions on a touch screen and then repeat the explanations aloud. Plants provide oxygen for humans and animals. They are essential for life on Earth. I write down key points and try forming my own sentences. Without plants, animals and humans cannot survive. Practicing in this way helps me combine knowledge with English skills. I also visit a corner dedicated to endangered plants. Rare orchids, medicinal herbs, and unique trees are displayed. I describe them aloud. These plants are rare and need protection. People must take care of the environment. I reflect on the importance of conservation and how we can use language to talk about environmental issues. Writing and speaking about conservation increases my awareness while improving my English. In another section, I see a small indoor garden with seasonal plants and flowers. Visitors can touch some leaves and smell the flowers. I describe the scene aloud. The flowers are fragrant and attract bees. The colors are vibrant and beautiful. Using all my senses, sight, smell, and touch, helps me practice richer descriptive language. I also notice how adding adjectives and adverbs makes sentences more vivid. Before leaving the plant exhibits, I spend time reflecting. I notice patterns in nature, such as leaf shapes, flower colors, and growth habits. I describe them aloud. Leaves can be small or large. Flowers can be bright or pale. Plants grow in many different ways. Repeating these sentences aloud is a great exercise for both English and observation skills. As I walk toward the exit of the plant section, I feel grateful for this learning experience. I practiced vocabulary, pronunciation, sentence structure, and descriptive language. I learned about tropical plants, desert plants, aquatic plants, trees, and conservation. Each step in this section was an opportunity to connect knowledge with language, imagination, and curiosity. I remind myself that nature is a teacher and that practicing English while exploring it makes learning exciting and meaningful. Episode 4: Learning about Animal Behavior. After exploring the plants and ecology section, I walk toward the animal behavior exhibits. I feel excited because this section shows how animals interact with their environment, with each other, and with humans. I take out my notebook and pen, ready to describe what I see and practice English sentences aloud. The first exhibit shows birds in their natural habitats. I notice colorful parrots, small finches, and large eagles. I describe the birds. The parrot is bright green with a red beak. It moves its head and looks around curiously. Repeating these sentences aloud helps me practice pronunciation, stress, and intonation. I also notice their behaviors, such as preening, eating, and vocalizing. I write, birds use calls to communicate with each other. Their behavior is fascinating. Next, I observe small mammals. Rabbits hop around their enclosures, guinea pigs eat quietly, and meerkats stand upright, watching their surroundings. I describe aloud. The meerkats are alert and take turns watching for danger. Rabbits move quickly and are very energetic. I also note useful vocabulary words: alert, energetic, curious, and social. Practicing these words aloud strengthens my memory and speaking confidence. The following exhibit shows nocturnal animals. Bats hang upside down, owls blink slowly, and hedgehogs sniff around. I describe the scene aloud. Owls are quiet and patient. Bats sleep during the day and are active at night. I try forming my own sentences about what I observe. Nocturnal animals have unique habits. They are active at night and rest during the day. This helps me practice both vocabulary and grammar in a natural context. Then, I explore an interactive area where I can watch videos of animal behaviors in the wild. I see lions hunting in groups, dolphins playing in the sea, and elephants caring for their calves. I describe the scenes. Lions work together to catch prey. Dolphins jump and play in the water. Elephants protect their young. Repeating these sentences aloud gives me confidence in forming complex sentences. I also learn expressions to talk about teamwork, care, and play in animals. In another part, I observe primates again, focusing on social behavior. I see a group of monkeys communicating with gestures and sounds. I write, monkeys use facial expressions, body language, and vocal sounds to communicate. Practicing these sentences aloud helps me connect language to real-life observations. I notice how some monkeys comfort others or play together. I repeat aloud, animals show emotions and care for one another. We can learn from their social behavior. Next, I visit the aquarium section. I see fish swimming in schools, octopuses hiding in rocks, and sea turtles gliding gracefully. I describe, the fish swim together for protection. The octopus changes color to hide. The sea turtle moves slowly and elegantly. Using descriptive words and verbs helps me practice English and expand vocabulary. I also imagine being underwater and how it feels to move like these animals. At a learning station, I try to identify animal behaviors and write sentences about them. For example, I describe a meerkat standing upright. The meerkat is observant and watches for danger. I notice that forming complete sentences in English while observing helps me remember new words better. I repeat similar sentences for different animals, practicing pronunciation and grammar. Before leaving the animal behavior section, I reflect on what I learned. Animals have unique behaviors, and observing them improves my understanding of nature. I also realize that describing behaviors in English is a useful skill. It helps me practice vocabulary, sentence structure, and critical thinking. I write a few notes for myself. Observing animals teaches patience, attention to detail, and descriptive language skills. As I walk toward the exit, I feel grateful for this experience. I practiced English in a real-life context while learning about animal behaviors. I learned to describe movements, emotions, social interactions, and habits. Each step in this section strengthened my English and my curiosity about the natural world. I remind myself to use descriptive sentences and new vocabulary in my own conversations and writing. Dear friends, our journey through the zoo has come to an end. From meeting playful monkeys, observing birds, exploring nocturnal animals, and learning about social behaviors, each moment was full of discovery and learning. We practiced English while observing, describing, and reflecting on what we saw. Every action, every sound, and every movement became an opportunity to expand our vocabulary, improve pronunciation, and form complete sentences. Visiting the zoo was not only about having fun, it was about connecting with nature, noticing details, and learning patience and observation skills. We learned to describe movements, emotions, habits, and social interactions of animals in English. Repeating sentences aloud, writing notes, and imagining ourselves in the animal world made learning practical and enjoyable. Remember, learning English is everywhere, even in real-life experiences like a trip to the zoo. By observing, describing, and reflecting, you can improve your language skills naturally and confidently. Practice regularly, take notes, and speak aloud. Small steps every day lead to big improvements over time. I encourage you to visit the zoo, a park, or even your backyard and describe what you see in English. Talk about actions, colors, emotions, and habits. Share your sentences with friends or in a notebook. Each attempt strengthens your confidence and helps you think creatively in English. Thank you for joining me, Maya, on this amazing journey at the zoo. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and remember that English can be learned in fun and exciting ways. Step by step, adventure by adventure, your skills will grow, and your confidence will shine. See you in the next learning adventure on English Online. Keep smiling, stay curious, and embrace every opportunity to use English in your daily life.